Hello YouTube and welcome back to episode 4 of Let's Build an Inca Plot, and we're going to actually start work today on the path and rope bridge part of the entrance. So I'm first going to have to clear a path through all of this tall grass here, and I think I'm going to be using gravel for the main section of path. I think that's going to work nicely as a bit of a different material to all the sort of 3:1 and grass that's all around. Obviously the 3:1 would probably be a better option for a road, but because we've got it used and mixed so much already, I don't really want to add more of it in, because it might make it look better, but it might make it look a lot worse, and it might look a bit overkill. So we're going to go for this material, and I'm just going to do this, click a few times. That's why I was trying to get rid of all the blocks, so that stuff like that wasn't going to happen. And we can just do that, put that in. Oops, there we go. There, punch away all of this, and just, oh god. Of course, it was never going to be easy, was it? And we can just do this, nice and simple. There you go, you got a nice little path that wiggles its way over here, and then it'll drop down, and then there'll be more of a little wiggly path, and then it'll drop down again, and it'll come to here, drop down again, and then we can start to mix this in with the stone and stuff. So that'll look quite nice as well. So we can just do that, put one block over here, maybe, and now I have no idea how I'm going to do this rope bridge. So this is going to be an interesting, but first we also want to include 44:2, which is the enviro slab, so this one. So we're going to be using that quite a bit to help out with this road and making it look a little bit more interesting, and like it's sort of function a bit more nicer, you know, the way that it sort of drops down and stuff. And that's about all of it that I'm going to use. We just get the biome tool, and we can change this to actually match up. I think it's Ice Mountains is the thinner one, yep. Extreme Hills for the thicker one, of course. And we're just gonna do that like that. How's that look? That looks fine. Okay, so we're going to work on the rope bridge in just a second, and I'll just be back in a second. Okay, so let's get started on this rope bridge idea. Now there's quite a few different sort of ideas and designs that I can go for. I'm going to try one out first, and it involves full blocks and slabs. I think spruce or jungle wood's going to work best. I'm going to try spruce first, just because with it being darker, it might look a bit sort of more of a weathered look. And so we're going to go for a full block, and then it can drop to a full block and do another full block, another full block, and another full block, and that's, you know, that'll be about it, I suppose. Okay, so let's see what have we've got so far. We've got this, so it's not looking too bad. We're actually going to bring it up here a little bit. So now we can start adding slabs in, and we can put those along like that. And I need to keep the full blocks for this idea to work, and you'll see what the idea is in a minute when I get to it. And then we're also going to do that to beef it out a little bit, I suppose. And that looks alright. Put a few more slabs in there as well. And slabs like that. There. Good. We can get a log texture. Do I have a log? Which one do I want to go for? We'll go for acacia and dark oak, since it was there. And we're going to place one like that, and then we're going to place the acacia like that, and we're going to use the metacycler, which only works on single player. I had a comment the other day asking only works on single player, doesn't work on single player, only works on multiplayer. I had a comment the other day asking how to get it to work, and sorry, but it doesn't work It does not work at all for single player. It's a plugin made by Revand, called Metacycler, and you need a bucket server for it to work, unfortunately. Okay, so let's just test and see if this idea of mine is actually going to work now or not. Probably not, unfortunately. I have a feeling it's not going to work. And you can see I'm just placing lots of glass panes about, and you're probably thinking, what the hell is he doing? And rightly so. But if I start cycling through these glass panes, we will get to this texture, and this is the rope texture. So if I just start doing this and covering them all up, even the ones underneath there, this is why I wanted the full block, so that these can join up to the actual walkway, so it doesn't look like it's just randomly floating. And how's that look? Doesn't look too bad. It's not great, but it's okay. I could even do that, I suppose. I mean, you can walk over it. It's a bit dangerous, a bit risky, not gonna lie. Can fall through there. So I think I will keep those slabs, put those back on. We'll do the same on this side as well and see how it looks, and then I think I'll leave it up to you guys in the comments to see if you think it works or not, because I'm not sold on the idea just yet. And of course I would get rid of the one block that I need. Do that, bring it up here as well. Get rid of them now. That needs to come down and drop like that. Yeah, perfect. So this is the idea that I had for my little rope bridge. I think it's worked out quite nicely. Let's just see how it looks like from over here. Yeah, so it does look, from a distance, looks great, looks perfect. Close up, not so much. I'm also going to get the cobweb rope texture. We can just have little bits that hang down. I think that might look pretty interesting. I've seen this before on someone's design. I think it might have been Ananas's actually. He was doing a similar thing, only he was using fence posts, and I showed him the glass pane thing, and he was like, "Oh yeah, pretty cool." It's not great, but it's something. It's a start of something. Maybe somebody else has a little brainstorm from watching this video and they think, "Oh yeah, I've got a great idea to make that work," and they can get this to work. So you can do that. That's fine. Now, do I actually want to swap them round? Just wondering, just thinking. No, I don't think I need to. I think I could just leave it there. It's quite a wide bridge, but it's quite narrow at the entrances and exits of those. So that's not too bad. That looks fine. Right, so we can move on then. Just copy that, and we'll start work on the cave as well. So I'll probably, hopefully, fit this all into one episode. It's probably going to be a bit longer than the last few episodes have been. I know they've been a lot shorter than what my videos tend to normally be, so that's been alright anyway. For God's sake. There we go. Happy with that. Right. Right, so what do we want first? Let's put some buckets of water in. So you're thinking, why is he putting buckets of water in? But it's for dropping bits of water. See, like that. I think that's going to look great in this sort of environment in a cave. Put one in there, cover that up. Put one up here as well. Cover it up. One over here. Cover it up. One here, and this is just going to be really simple, just placing these randomly every now and then, so we get quite a few drips coming through. Another one here, and then I'm going to replace these bits of stone with the hardened clay, because I think that'll look great, because you'll have these bits of water running down on them. If I just get the stick, it'll be a lot easier. So just wait for one to be dripping, and then just replace it. Sure, there was another one here. that one. Do that as well, why not? And we did have another one there. Good. That's all of that. If we're going to get a cobweb, and we can put some stalactites in. I think it's stalactites. Don't know, I can never remember. Stalagmites and stalactites. I can never remember which is which. I'm just going to put those in every now and then, and this adds to the sort of realistic, a realistic cave. We got all the dripping water coming through, because that's how these are formed. From, like, you know, the water drips through the rock, and then the sediment, not sediment, the minerals start to form. The water drips off, and that's how you get stalactites. There you go, bit of geography lesson for you. But of course, you probably already knew that. I don't really know if there's much else to add in here. I'm gonna mix in a bit more gravel, and we can actually use the normal block of gravel to mix in here to make it look like it's actually part of the road. Here we go. Put a block there and a block there. And we want some more of the enviro slab as well to help make this transition a little smoother. So that's all we needed, just those 3 blocks. Get the biome tool, come on. There we go. Couple of misclicks. What was it? Extreme Hills? No, it wasn't Extreme Hills. It was Ice Mountains. There we go. So there's that. That looks great. And there we go. I'm not going to go into too much more detail for the rest of this episode. I am going to change a couple of these over to the Jungle Edge. Don't know why I use Jungle Edge. It's just the same as the Jungle or Jungle Mountains and all that, but I don't know, I just for some reason I have to use the Edge one. It's just some weird OCD thing I have that it might affect stuff, so I have to use a specific biome. I'm just going to change quite a few of these over so we get some different textures, because the ferns are actually quite prominent in this terrain the way I've done it so far. So I'm just going to randomly replace some of them just like that. And the thing I like about this is they have the randomized versions, whereas the normal ferns I don't think are randomized. Oh, there are some like smaller ones and bigger ones, but you know, these are actually some nicer shapes to them as well. And completely forgot double tall grass and double tall ferns. You know, gotta love these. These have got to be placed in places to sort of help obstruct your view and help to make it feel really overgrown and stuff like that. Put a fern in there. I don't really like the double tall fern texture, so I try to use that as little as I can. But the tall grass, that looks great. Good for hiding stuff. Works well in corners like this. And overall just has a nicer texture to it than the double tall fern does. So if I just put that one up there, we'll have one down here, and then we can put some double tall grass to try and hide it a bit. And don't be afraid of putting your grass and stuff on dirt blocks and on the 3:1 blocks like this, because you can place them on there. As you can see there, just place it on like that, and it really looks a lot more interesting. Look how interesting this section looks here because of the dirt and the 3:1, and it's got grass all over it. Whereas if it was just all grass with, you know, this on it, it would look less interesting. Or if it was just all dirt with nothing on it, it would look less interesting. So, you know, mix it up a bit. It does do a lot of help to what you're trying to achieve. So we can hide a fern in there, bit of double tall grass, do it on this side as well. One there, one there. Even down here as well, we'll put a bit of detail in. And I don't want to go overboard, so I think I'll stop there before I do. And it's looking quite nice. Just add a couple over on this side as well. And then I'll be ending the video. I keep forgetting that's dirt. It's the frozen dirt texture. Keep forgetting that. Put a couple of ferns in, especially around these bushes. This is a good place to start putting the double tall stuff. It really makes it feel really overgrown that you're not going to be able to get through, which is an effect that you should be going for, because you don't want people to be coming through this way really. You might be looking for a secret or something. We might put something back here later on in the series, just as a little, you know, hidden gem or something. But this is all looking quite nice, and we have icicles, which isn't, it's okay, but I don't like, so I'm just going to get rid of it. It would fit if it was higher up and more in these snowy parts, but nah, it doesn't really fit too much. So, starting to get somewhere now. We're starting to see a bit of civilization in the works in this plot. We've now got our first bridge, first hint that there's people that live in this area. We've mainly just been doing terrain and making it look natural and stuff like that for the last few episodes, so we're actually getting somewhere now. The next episode I'll probably be just doing a bit more of the path work and stuff like that along here, do another little small bridge, and maybe get started on that. I might leave that for the video after, depends how long it takes to do this. Again, if you've got any ideas for improving these sections, I know here looks very open and very bare. I'm kind of deliberately going for that look, but it does need stuff here, maybe a couple of bushes like this, and you know, maybe I'll put a car along or something like that. Again, if you guys have any ideas, put them in the comments, let me know. It will help me out a lot. Man, there's a lot of ferns around here. Apart from that, if you enjoyed this video and you're enjoying this series, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff, and I'll see you guys in the next one.